can do the honors. Thank you. I would now like to hand over the dais to our program coordinator, Dr. Anil Sir.
Good morning. Dignitary present on the dais, respected campus director, RGR Pune campus, Dr. R.D. Karnataka sir, chief guest of today's program, Dr. Sangeeta Kale madam, Director Policy and Planning, Defense Institute of Advanced Technology Pune, Dr. B.N. Jagtap sir, Senior Professor from IIT Mumbai, Deputy Director, Dr. Henry sir, Dr. Bhule sir, dignitaries present of the dais, all HODs, Dean, and one resource person is also available, Dr. Anand Mapuskar sir, who is having the session after the first keynote speech, and my dear all participants. I, Dr. Anil Sahu, coordinator of this program, on the behalf of C.H. Raisuri College of Engineering and Management Pune, welcomes you all for this 2-day national level workshop on implementation of NEP 2020 with a theme which is given adoption of guideline on National Higher Education Qualification Framework and Curriculum Framework and Credit System for 4-year undergraduate program. And this program is sponsored by Savitribai Pune University Pune under QIP program. So, as you are Government of India, Government of Maharashtra and Savitribai Pune University, they all are very keen to implement this NEP 2020 from this coming session. Accordingly, that Maharashtra government has established the 2 task force, and we are also having the speak on one task force member, Dr. Ahuja sir, in our session. And the task force committee submitted their recommendation last year. And accordingly, the government of Maharashtra issued the notification on the 6th December 2020 for the implementation point of 2020 NEP 2020, and especially for the adoption of the guideline of the National Higher Education Qualification Framework. And recently, one more committee appointed to check how it is possible to implement the multidisciplinary education in the higher education. And accordingly, the UGC has given instruction to all the universities to conduct such kind of workshop for implementation point of view. So, Savitribai Phule University, in last month, they sanctioned more than proposal of more than 150 colleges all around the Pune region for the conduction of the national and state level workshop on the implementation of NEP 2020. I am thankful to the Savitribai Phule University for sanctioning our proposal for conducting the national level workshop on the implementation of national higher education policy, national education policy 2020, and they recognize, they identify, the Savitribai Phule University identified the 16 different recommendations related with the NEP, related with the HEI by the NEP 2020, and they allotted the different topics to the different colleges. So they allotted this topic to our college, on which we are conducting our national workshop. Therefore, with the blessing of our chairman, Sri Sunilji Raisoni, and Executive Director, Sri Shreyasji Raisoni, who are conducting this program for not only for the faculty of our college, but from all over India and around the Maharashtra. First of all, I must thank to our chief guest, Dr. Sangeeta Kale Madam, who is the Director of Policy and Planning, Defence Institute of Advanced Technology, Pune, for accepting our invitation and present here for the inauguration function. Madam, I am very much sure that the knowledge you are going to share with us will definitely helpful in understanding and implementation of NEP 2020 in the institute, in the higher education institute. Here I must thank to our campus director, Dr. R.D. Kharatkar sir, who not only selected me to coordinate this program, but also helping me in the planning and execution of this workshop very successfully. I thanks to our deputy directors, Dr. Vaibhav sir and Dr. Nagnath sir, who consistently support me in planning and execution of this program. And one the most important part of this workshop is the resource person. Without resource person consent, it is not possible to conduct such type of the 2-day long program, because it is only the keynote speeches in the 2 days. So I thanks to our resource person who accepted our invitation and given their consent to deliver the lecture on this important topic on NEP 2020. Out of these 7 resource persons who are having the 2 day, the 2 resource person is already available. That is Dr. D.N. Jagtap sir, who is present on the dais, who is the senior professor, as I told you, from the IIT Mumbai, and Dr. Mr. Anand Mapuskar. He is a professional consultant related with the NEP work, and he is also from Mumbai. He is also present here in the morning. Immediately after this inauguration, the first session is going to start. It's my pleasure to inform that more than 130 faculty have registered for all over the Maharashtra and all over the India. They registered for this workshop. I must thank to all participants for choosing this workshop, for your knowledge advancement by giving overwhelming response. It shows that on the importance of the emerging topic NEP 2020 in the current scenario. This national education policy is the first education policy of the 21st century, and its aims to address the many growing development imperative of this country. This policy proposed the revision of and revamping of all aspects of the educational structure, including its regulation and governance, to create a new system that is aligned with the aspiration goal of 21st century education while remain consistent with the India's traditional and value system. The objective of this workshop is not limited to create the awareness about the implementation of the newly introduced National Education Policy 2020 among teachers, or to familiarize them with the skill to help them understand its distinct curriculum shift in the pedagogy skills and its implementation for the 360-degree holistic development of the stakeholder, that is the students. In 2 days workshop, we are having the 4 session and the 7 expert lecture. Today, after the first session, the first session is going to conduct by Dr. B. A. Jagtap sir, Senior Professor, IIT Bombay, and he will deliver lecture on the NEP 2020, Reinventing Education, followed by Dr. Anand Mapuskar, Professional Consultant, related with the NEP work. He will going to deliver the lecture on NEP implementation role of stakeholder. In second session, afternoon session, will conduct by Dr. Rajeshri Jain Madam, Professor Symbiosis Institute of Computer Studies and Research, Pune, and she will deliver lecture on NEP, a multidisciplinary approach. Tomorrow, the first session is conducted by Colonel B. Venkat, Registrar Central University Rajasthan, and the former Director of Faculty Development, AICT, New Delhi, and he will deliver a lecture on the NEP 2020 way ahead. Second lecture will be conducted by Dr. Vaibhav sir, which is most relevant topic with our topic of the conference, that is the deliver the lecture on the NEP 2020 National Higher Education Policy Qualification Framework Implementation Aspect. The second session will be conducted by Mr. Somasi Saunand, Assistant Regional Director, IGNU. He will going to conduct the lecture on the National Education Policy 2020, that is the dimension and the perspective. And the last session, which is conducted by Dr. B.B. Ahuja sir, former Director, COP, and he is the member of Task Force Committee set up by Maharashtra government for the implementation of NEP 2020. He will talk on the different aspects of the implementation of the NEP 2020. I will assure you that all the participants that after attending this 2 days workshop, you will not only enrich with the knowledge of NEP 2020, but also know how to implement it in your institute or in your organization. At last, I request all the participants, please attend all the sessions and take full advantage of this workshop. Enjoy your 2-day stay in our beautiful Raisoni campus, and certificate will be issued to all the participants who are going to attend all the sessions and submit all feedback form. With the few words, I am stopping here. Thank you, and once again, you are all welcome for this inauguration. Thank you.
Thank you, Sahu sir, for the details of the today session. Going ahead, it's my turn to introduce our eminent chief guest, Dr. Sangeeta Kare. Dr. Sangeeta Kare did her master's in electronic science and her doctoral studies in material science from Pune University in 1996. She did her postdoctoral studies from University of Maryland, College Park, USA from 2000 to 2002. Currently, she is working as Director, Policy and Planning at Defense Institute of Advanced Technology, Pune. At the research front, pertaining to the defense research, her work includes nanotechnology and its applications in the domain of CPW sensors, electromagnetic shielding for radars, optical sensors for field detections, metamaterials for smart detections, and drug delivery using nanomaterials. She has guided more than 70 PhD students for their PhD and more than 50 master's projects for their dissertations. She has more than 105 international research publications to her credit, along with 8 book chapters and 4 books. To do the honors and welcome and felicitate our chief guest, I now request Dr. R.D. Kharatkar to kindly do the honors. next guest today, I would now request our Deputy Director, Dr. Vaibhav Hendre, to welcome and felicitate Professor B.N. Jagtap, Senior Professor IIT Mumbai, for today's session. Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir. Our next guest for today's session, I would now request Dr. Uday sir to please welcome and felicitate Mr. Anand Mapuskar, who is a professional consultant at Mumbai. Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir. I now request our campus director, Dr. R.D. Kharakar, to kindly express his thoughts.
Very good morning. At the outset, I welcome all the faculty members who have accepted our invitation and attending the today's workshop on the National Education Policy. We have with us Dr. Sangeeta Kade. She is the Director, Policy and Planning, Defense Institute of Advanced Technology, Pune. This is the research institute renowned, and we have a good association with DAIT for the research and projects, and they will always guide us for such activities. We have Dr. B.N. Jagtap sir, who is the senior professor, having the wide experience in the teaching, learning, content delivery. I welcome him. We have Anand Mapuskar also. He is also helping in the noble cause of creating the awareness about the national education policy. I welcome him also. My deputy directors are with me, Dr. Hendre, Dr. Hulle, and the coordinator of this activity, Dr. Sahu sir. I welcome them also for this today's program, my teaching staff members, non-teaching staff members. We are glad to organize the program on this National Education Policy, which is sponsored by Savitribai Phule University. Savitribai Phule University gives the grant generously, but there is one methodology. They follow the proposals. They go through the proposals, they go through the activities carried out by that college, and then only they grant the sponsorship and what we can say the association for that. And it is a very proud moment for us because consistently we get the support of the Pune University for such activities. We are thankful to the Pune University also. Now this NEP, what is NEP and all that, how it is implemented, the expert will take the review of that. But I will like to discuss or highlight the attributes of the NEP. What is the special in the NEP which is not there earlier or which was not focused earlier? First one is, the first attribute is the multidisciplinary approach. That is, till the day there was a compartmentalization. Civil guy should confine only to the civil things. Electrical person is only doing the electrical related activities. Or engineering is not taking the cognizance of the science. There was a compartmentalization. Now NEP is overcoming that compartmentalization. Second attribute which is very interesting is a multi-mode education. They say that why you are using the single mode, that is blackboard delivery and all that, why not you are going using the technology or different methods for evaluations for teaching, like assignments, quizzing, videos, then the webinars and all that. Different modes they are encouraging. They also say that holistic development is again important. Overall development of the student is very important and we should work on that. Integrated approach is required. It is the integration of the different educational institute, different curriculums, different degrees, diplomas and all that. There should be integration. Inclusiveness is important. Inclusiveness means the involvement of each and every member of the society in the education. Student, faculty, common person, industry and all that. They feel that we are also a member of this noble, what we can say, task. Then the policy also is not limiting only to the school education or higher education. There are some chapters on adult education, lifelong learning, and the policy's beauty is, it is promoting the Indian languages for the delivery. Okay. Till date only the English language was insisted, but nowadays you are knowing that the AICT also has launched the program in the regional languages, Marathi and all that. This is all because of our policy, our vision of the central government, and that's why this is possible. And now these are some good attributes, or what we can say, the hierarchy pailu. And if you want to take it further, the energetic faculty is required. That is, faculty should be trained to take these tasks further. And that's why each and every government organization or the body is insisting to create the awareness and implement this policy from 2023. If you consider the NAP or NBA or the universities, they always insist there should be at least something about the NEP, then only we will give them good marks. Why they are insisting? Because it has the very good attributes. And we are also taking at our college very positively. Being the autonomous colleges, we have been implementing some attributes. That is, choice-based credit system, or the majors and minors, audit courses, college level electives. Now these are the different, what we can say, the modes available for implementation, and we have been doing that. That is, our major, minor allowed to take the, what we can say, education of the other disciplines. Then credit transfer is also there. We have been doing the credit transfers with other institutes. That dimension also we are using, or what we can say, implementing. That's why it finds somewhat easy for our institute. And I am proud that my more than 30 staff members, they completed the IGNO course. Am I correct, sir? The IGNO course of the National Education Policy. IGNO Director Dr. Sharma, he personally visited here and conducted the course, and he congratulated our staff members. That is, you are taking the lead for this implementation and creating the awareness about this policy. That is, that's why the university also has promoted this activity in our college. Our staff members are already, what we can say, doing and experimenting this policy, and such workshop will help us to take it further. Now I am glad to have the different faculty members, because you might be having your experiences about the NEP. Some of you might be implementing the NEP at your college or at your university or at your organizations. This is a good, what we can say, the gathering of 2 days. Simply attending the session is one part, but we are the faculty members, do the good networking, brainstorm during the what we can say, lunch or breakfast periods, share the ideas, develop the collaborations and associations with each other, and that will be, what we can say, the real outcome of this particular workshop. There should be win-win situation. You got something, we got something, and both are doing a good job for the implementation of this NEP. That should be the spirit, and I am confident that at the end of this workshop, you will take something which is useful for implementation, execution of this policy. Once again, I am thankful to the guests, then the speakers who have accepted our invitation, then Dr. Sahu sir and team, because organizing the workshop and complying the university norms really, what we can say, different task, not difficult task, but different task. And they have been working from last 1 month for that. I congratulate them also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You've always been so encouraging. Now we look forward to hear the views and views of our chief guest, Dr. Sangeeta Kali. May I request ma'am to please come on the dais.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction and also for the invitation. Respected members on the dais, Dr. Kharanja, Campus Director, Dr. B.N. Jagtap, Dr. Anil Sabu, Dr. Uday, and everybody of the dais as well. A very good morning to all of you. And it's a pleasure to be here. This is my first visit to this institute and also to this organization, Raisuni group as such. It's a wonderful place and I'm happy to come here and talk with all of you. It's an agenda on which we all have met, which has got good amount of responsibility on the shoulders of all of us. So after we have listened to our character sir, he has given a very nice introduction. In fact, he has covered some points that I already wanted to talk. So what I'll do is I'll try to go a little bit back and try to tell you as to what is the philosophy of this NEP at the basic level. Okay, the philosophy is important for all of us to understand. Like you are a teacher, even I am a teacher. So for all of us, this philosophy is important. The way in which we implement is NEP actually. However, each one of us will have their own way of implementation. So if we know the philosophy behind it, I am sure we will be able to do much better than what actually the policy is telling us to do. So there are some jargons which this policy tells about, and then I try to simplify the jargons in the next 15 odd minutes. So it tells us about more holistic education. This is point number 1. Second point, it tells us is that optimal learning environments and support for the students. This is the second point. Third point is motivated, energized and capable faculty. This is the third point. Fourth point is equity and inclusion in higher education. This is the fourth point. Fifth point is reimagining vocational education. And fifth point is professional education. Okay? Now all this looks to be, for me it is quite jargons, because you don't actually get an idea as to what is it that is expected when you say holistic education, for example. So the philosophy, I feel, what is behind NEP is that the country is in some sense going through a transit. With the new policies that have come up in recent few years, we could say last 5-6 years, the country seemed to go through a transit. It's going from a transit that there is a paradigm shift that this country wishes to go through and achieve. What is this? So this is something which is related to you and me as an individual. What is it that we were looked upon by the rest of the world? And what is it that we dream of to be looked upon by the rest of the world? Okay, so what is that shift that our country wishes to go through, and what is that shift? And when you think of this shift will only come through education, because education is one of the fundamental things that each one of us has when we go as a professional in the outside world. So everything starts from education, and if there has to be a paradigm shift, then it has to be through education. Okay? Now what is this shift? Now the shift is related to you and me as a user vis-a-vis you and me as a creator. Okay? So this is a big shift that we are wanting to achieve. Okay? So that is the basic philosophy from where it comes down low and low and low to NEP. So you and me as a user, to give an example, in the morning we had a discussion also, to give you an example, a simple example is that you and me would use an iPhone, or you and me would use a Samsung, versus you and me would create a Samsung. Okay? So this is the place where we wish to go. So we should not be looked upon only as people, as large number of people in Indian community who are users and therefore a probable market to an eventual technology which is coming up. We would want to be the creators and the contributors in this market. And when you think of it at a very high level, then it is not a magic stick. Okay? It cannot come to us naturally. It cannot come to us with the kind of compartmentalized brain that we have got and we have been nurtured. I don't care about what mechanics is. I don't care about electronic gadgets. I only consider structural engineering. So this kind of a compartmentalized thought, if it has to become wider, there has to be some avenue to it. And that avenue comes from this NEP. So this kind, how do we implement it at the government level? And that is why I said we will start from the top. So this paradigm shift is related to we seeking a job, we creating a job. Now if we want to create a job, then we cannot be looking at some knowledge which is very, very focused. If I want to create my own startup or if I want to be an entrepreneur, I cannot have one single knowledge domain and create a company. It is not possible because if I do not know anything about finance, economics, market, okay, marketability, bringing a technology to a cheaper level, if I do not know all these aspects but I am a very good engineer, it's not going to help me. Okay. Second point, if I get too much stressed with these jargons of economics, finance and things like that, I will have lot of stress. I cannot handle myself. How will I handle my company? Okay. So there are some things which I should always know, and it should be at the back of my mind and it should be at the back of me as a person. If I have to know these things, I have to start from the base. Okay. So if I know about, for example, meditation, if I know, for example, a little bit about finance, okay, then I will be equipped with knowledge that is required for me to become an independent individual and not a salaried employee. Okay? So this is something that is the philosophy behind this new education policy, which is being floated, and it has been done in a very meticulous fashion. It's not done that we have given you the policy in 2020, complete and finish it off by 2025. It's not done that way. It's done in a phased manner. And again, our Indian population is a responsible thing because we have so many colleges. You all have come from different places, different colleges. I've been in a college for a long time. I know the pros and the cons in every institution. It's not easy that in 100 or 150 number of students class being focused on 2-year audit, take this audit, take this credit, take this. You have multiple ways to go. It will not happen so easily. So slowly the infrastructure has to be built. The philosophy has to change, the mindset has to change, and then only NEP implementation will be complete. And that is why there is a good sounding time which is given of around 10 to 15 years that you do this properly in a phased fashion and implement it completely. So as this gets implemented, what are the changes that you see you would want? Okay, we all have a big responsibility. And this responsibility starts from we ourselves trying to change ourselves. Okay? So what is it that we want the student to gather? Okay, so further I would say put it in some few sentences that instead of student becoming an information gathering portal, okay, they should be driven towards creativity. That's one of the agenda. So it's not important to know all the Newton's laws of motion, for example, but it's important to find out as to what gave rise to these thought processes in Newton's laws of motion, so that can I develop something creatively and develop some product or some technology or propose something which will be more creative as vis-a-vis what we have as of now, let's say in the market. So that is a transition from information gathering to becoming more creative. In the same way, mugging up things, learning things. Okay, we all have been ourselves a part of the system where I have studied today. I have to give exam today only. If I give exam after 2 days, I will not remember whatever I have studied today. Okay, so that's the philosophy that we all had. I'm sure engineering students go through this very meticulously. Full night they will study, and the next day you want to give the exam. If it goes postponed, you are no good. So you have to go from mugging up from that to an innovative explanation. Okay, so if some student explains something in a simpler way, we as a teacher should be able to appreciate it. Okay? So appreciation of something which is explained in a different way is our capability. So we have to develop that capability also. So therefore such courses like NEP courses are so very important. So that's second number point. Another third is focused view that we have, a very narrow approach. I gave an example of that, to a wider perspective. So I should be able to appreciate what an economist is doing. Okay, I should be able to appreciate a painting which is put up on the wall. I should not be saying that whatever it is drawn, it's all modern art. I don't understand, I don't care. Okay, that should not be there. So, to put in a good perspective, I have developed some technology. For example, now I have my own startup as well. So there we developed something. So we have developed some healthcare device. Now I was happy with the device that I have made and was very proud of the technology that I have inbuilt there. And now I have imagined that every little company should buy the product. Then I went to a product designer. They said nobody will even look at your product because it doesn't look good. So if you have to have a product which has to be silly, beautiful, attractive. If you want to make it that way, you need these people who are product designers. Okay, you need that big electronics in that dabba to come to a smaller level of a chip of few mm by few mm. Then only you'll be able to make it silly. Who are these people? These are those people who are not in my domain. They are not those people to whom I talk every day. So the third thing that this education policy brings in is, instead of a narrow view, you should have a wider view. Just see the way in which it is going towards entrepreneurship. You'll automatically realize how it is going. Fourth point is the choked mind, okay, versus a calm mind. Okay. So if you have a calm mind, you'll be able to take more stress. You'll be able to handle more difficulties, and still your brain will be functioning. And that's why these yoga and meditation are some of the audit courses that have been proposed to be implemented. Okay? Then finally what you need is from a job seeker to a job giver. Okay? So this is the philosophy of this new education policy, and if you look at it from that perspective, you may not be able to, or you means you and me together. So we need not make it 100% possible from our individual perspective, but we'll be definitely able to do it at some level for ourselves and to some bigger level to our students. So that's the whole idea. And before I complete what I wanted to say, I'll also tell you this, that this policy has not been done in isolation. We'll have the next speaker will talk, I'm sure, more about it. But it has not been done in isolation in the sense that the entire country's ecosystem is getting geared up for it. Okay, to just give you an example, that we all are very serious about NEP. We all take this very seriously and we implement NEP. Okay, now we have students who are very bright, very creative, very innovative, and they want to do something for the country. They want to develop something and bring them in the market. But the country is not geared up for it. Then what will we do? Okay, if the country is still happy with all the imported products, what will indigenous technologies do? So it's not done in this way. So this address has been addressed in a holistic fashion. So on one side, when the students are getting developed, on the other side, there is a big movement of Startup India. Okay, all of you are requested to go to the Startup India portal. You'll see so many programs there. Okay, there is an NGO Industry Connect. There is an Industry Connect. There is an MSME to Large Scale Industries Connect. You will see all those connections existing on this portal. Okay? Furthermore, higher institutions like IITs, okay, they have been given a very nice mandate that they all should have a Section 8 company. Okay, I'm sure we will talk more about it. But they have a Section 8 company, and through this Section 8 company, the industry will be funded. So the money will come, the funding will come from the government through these Section 8 companies to different startups. So the government comes out with this bubbling energy. They should have some platform where they can express themselves, and those platforms are created. One of those platforms is iHub. This is called as innovation hubs, which are being given to 23 or 25 different institutions, and these institutions are further penetrating the Indian ecosystem. Okay? So this is one another example that I wanted to talk about. So the IIT iHubs is one, Startup India is another. Look into the way in which NGOs are working. They are also working towards development of some system. Everything need not be a product, it could also be a service. Okay, so service to people who are downtrodden, services to people who are in the rural area. All these technologies and services can come up as a product which can come in the market as a product in terms of a device, as a service, or anything that one can think of. So I would request all of you to keep your mind open in this perspective, so that the basic is clear to each one of us. It shouldn't happen that NEP is told to us to be implemented. We are trying to implement. That's why this workshop is there. That's why I've come here to attend. And let me finish and go. So this is not the way in which it has been designed. It has been a lot of thought processes gone in there. And that's why I thought of talking about it. I see this particular workshop to be very well balanced. I was talking to your director, sir. There are extremely good programs arranged for next 2 days. It's also holistic in that sense. You have people from Central University, also coming from IGNOU, also from IITs, from institutes like ours. So it's a very well-rounded program. I wish this program a very, very good success. And I would also take this opportunity to tell the institute that please feel free for approaching DIIT for any research activities that you may want to do. Also to all of you, do consider it, because DIIT is a research-centric university. It's completely funded by the Ministry of Defense. The Defense Minister is our Chancellor. So you're free to send your students for some projects. We take projects from the students which are minimum 6 months. So if they want to do their internships, they can definitely come to us. So let me thank the organizers, and let me give you all the very, very best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's rightly said, the beginning is always today. Sangeeta ma'am, thank you so much for your insights in such a simple way. Now I would like to hand over the dais to my colleague, Dr. Reshma.
Madam, about the query. As you have suggested, our students can get internship in DIIT. Technical students have their chance to intern in DIIT. Technical students.
There is a different process for that. So there is something called as our RAC. So we can talk about it later, but there is no talent opportunity as such. The students can do their projects. Yeah.
Good morning to one and all. I, Sharat Deshpande, would like to deliver a vote of thanks on the occasion of inauguration of 2 days national level workshop on National Education Policy 2020 implementation. Firstly, on behalf of Raisuni Group of Institutions, I would like to thank our today's chief guest, Dr. Sangeeta Kare, Director of Policy and Planning, Defense Institute of Advanced Technology, Pune. Dr. B.N. Jagtap, Senior Professor, IIT, Bombay. Mr. Anand Mapuskar, Professional Consultant related to NEP 2020, Mumbai. In spite of your busy schedule, you all accepted our invitation and graced the event. I express my gratitude towards Shri Sunil Rajmani, Chairman, Rajmani Group of Institutions, Shri Mr. Shesh Rajmani, Executive Director, Rajmani Group of Institutions for the constant support and blessings. Thanks to Savitribai Phule, Pune University for granting us the workshop. I would like to extend my thanks to our campaign director, Dr. R.D. Khaled sir, for his continuous guidance and motivation. I am also thankful to Dr. Vaibhav Hendre and Dr. Nanda Phule, Deputy Directors, Dr. Nikhil Korde, Dean Academics, for their guidance and cooperation for arranging this event. I am also thankful to all the head of departments, teaching and non-teaching staff, and all those who have contributed directly or indirectly towards the organization of this event. Once again, thank you, all of you. Thank you.
I would request all the participants to please be seated as we continue with the keynote speeches. Thank you.